The hunting of captive-bred lions on ranches must not be confused with the unscrupulous, unethical and prohibited activity of so-called canned hunting, where human-imprinted lions are shot at close range in confined spaces. On the contrary, legitimate lion ranchers deplore this practice and distance themselves totally from any form of canned hunting. Captive-bred lion hunting is legal in South Africa and constitutes an important sector of the local trophy hunting industry. This form of hunting is well regulated by the South African National Department of Environmental Affairs and the conservation authorities in all the provinces. The South African Predator Association, also known as SAPA, was established in 2008. SAPA's main objective is to coordinate and promote the interests of its members by establishing and maintaining a healthy, ethical and profitable predator breeding and hunting industry. This must take place in accordance with national and international conservation principles and relevant South African national and provincial legislation. SAPA is managed by an executive committee, responsible for making and implementing rules and policies to direct and manage the affairs of the association in an orderly and responsible manner. This executive committee consists of an elective president, a vice president, an appointed chief executive officer, and additional elected SAPA members. Breeders and keepers of large predators may become SAPA members if they accept and comply with the requirements of the association's constitution and code of conduct. Furthermore, such members must demonstrate that they maintain a high standard of animal welfare and comply with all applicable provincial and national legislation regarding the obtaining, breeding, keeping, transporting and hunting of large predators. It is estimated that at present there are approximately 6,000 captive bred lions in South Africa and about 200 breeders, of whom nearly 50% are members of SAPA. These lions are bred and kept in large enclosures with very limited human intervention. Therefore, these lions are as dangerous as their counterparts in the wild. Lions are released for hunting purposes into large, natural ranches that meet the prescribed norms and standards. It must be emphasized that lions bred in captivity for hunting purposes by SAPA members are not human-imprinted, tame or hand-reared. Complementary to South African laws and regulations, SAPA has developed norms and standards to direct the actions of its members. To ensure compliance with these norms and standards, SAPA has developed a system of accreditation. Lion breeding, keeping and hunting destinations are formally and independently assessed against these norms and standards by the appointed SAPA Accreditation Committee. Successful applicants are awarded accreditation, valid for 3 years, but subject to an annual audit, ensuring that the standards on which accreditation were awarded are maintained. It is important to note that the accredited and regulated lion breeding and trophy hunting industry does not pose a threat to lion populations in the wild. In fact, this industry is enabling and aiding the conservation and growth of wild lion populations, as has recently been observed in South Africa. Within the South African context, the availability of captive-bred lions for trophies has minimized the hunting of wild lion. Moreover, as a byproduct from the local ranch lion industry, the demand for lion bone in Oriental countries is being met simultaneously. This makes the poaching of wild lions less profitable. A ban on ranch lion hunting and the export of trophies will most certainly change this status quo. It will not only destroy the captive bred and ranch lion hunting industry, causing huge job losses, but will also expose lions in the wild to the same fate as the rhino. SAPA is truly committed to its responsibility towards the conservation of lions in the wild. The association has established an independently managed conservation fund, into which a conservation fee levied on every lion hunted on SAPA accredited ranches and contributions from hunting clients are deposited. The Conservation Fund is used to support wild lion conservation efforts in southern Africa. For example, unlike South Africa, many other southern African countries are currently experiencing an alarming decline in their lion populations. Thus, when SAPA took note of a Zimbabwean conservation project aimed at investigating the interaction between hyenas and wild lions in the Zambezi National Park, the association decided to assist the survey in a practical manner. SAPA donated 3 GPS collars to the Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority for the tracking of these animals. SAPA holds an annual Conservation Fund auction to raise money for the fund. Hunting packages that are generously donated by SAPA members and other concerned persons and enterprises come under the hammer. Many role players in the local hunting industry, amongst others, professional hunters and outfitters, attend these auctions and participate enthusiastically in the bidding process. SAPA members who donate packages are truly enthusiastic and eager to contribute. Furthermore, SAPA has launched a groundbreaking conservation project aimed at investigating the possibility of successfully releasing captive-bred lions into the wild. This is often the topic of intense debate and differences of opinion, with many making the assumption that captive-bred lions are not capable of adapting to a natural environment. As a result, it is often argued that captive-bred lions have no conservation value at all. Against this background, SAPA orchestrated a lion release project in order to prove the opposite. After conducting a habitat analysis, the necessary permits were obtained to release a male and a female lion into a nature reserve in the Limpopo province. These lions, originating from different populations, were donated by Mr. Tini Bamberger from Warthog Safaris in the Free State. As the first phase of the project, the lions were released in an area of 50 hectares for adaptation and quarantine purposes, after which they will be released to have free rein of the nature reserve. This will determine to what extent they are able to adapt to natural surroundings, hunt for themselves, and survive on their own. Their progress and well-being will be closely monitored and documented. The aim is to eventually establish a pride of 8 lions in the reserve. The documented success of projects of this nature will not only prove the conservation value of captive-bred lions, but could also play a significant role in broadening the genetic base of lions in the wild. SAPA recently demonstrated its concern for wild animals in distress when the association heeded to appeals made in the print and social media to assist with providing lucerne to a variety of game species in a drought-stricken municipal game reserve in Mpumalanga. SAPA members donated and delivered high-quality lucerne on 2 occasions and quality baled grass in 2 further instances to feed the animals in this reserve. This SAPA action has assisted in solving a possible human-lion conflict situation within this area.
Het is vir ons 'n ware voorreg om van ons lucernplaas af ons harte te kan oopmaak om lucern vir hierdie wild in Marlhof Park te kan bring.
When the news broke in July 2016 of malnourished lions in a breeding facility in the Alldays area of the Limpopo province, SAPA representatives visited the farm to assess the situation. SAPA then launched an intervention initiative in cooperation with crocodile farmers in the Brits area to donate 16 tons of chicken to come to the aid of the farmer, who is not and never has been a SAPA member, and his lions.
Ek is nie eens 'n lid van SAPA nie en dis die ondersteuning wat ek kry. Hulle manne ry hoenders trokke en trokke aan.
When the first ever incident of lion poaching at a captive breeding facility took place in the Limpopo province, SAPA representatives visited the scene of the crime to investigate firsthand.
For the South African Predator Association, the future of the African lion is so important.
The fact that many captive lion facilities are located in remote areas allows SAPA and its members to be actively involved in upliftment projects in rural communities all over South Africa. In conclusion, SAPA firmly believes in the integrity and sustainability of the ranch lion industry in South Africa. Therefore, we promote the sustainable and responsible management and utilization of predator populations in managed environments. We also endeavor to be a reliable custodian of this natural resource, both for the economic and social benefit of the local people and the conservation of African lions in the wild.